How would you describe enlightenment, and how do you know someone is on the path to it?
It is possible to talk to a person who is not in the physical body as well, and vice versa. I was able to, meet with enlightened masters, great monks coming from Himalaya down to Rishikesh. I started to see future, which was coming to me like the next day. So usually I used to see all the events.
What role does intuition play into connecting with a universal consciousness?
It is actually my soul which is holding this physical body. They know that they are not going to die, so they have no issues with the time. This idea of separation is the greatest illusion we have. This active mind plus deep mind is exactly same as the universe.
Sinapsis Cósmica, un podcast de la Neurona Inteligente.
Buenos días, namaste, bienvenidos al canal La Neurona Inteligente. Hoy tenemos a Milind Nayan. Él es un profesor de meditación y filosofía médica que trabaja aquí en el ashram Yoga Niketan en Rishikesh y se ha ofrecido a una entrevista sobre yoga y filosofía. Thank you, Milind, for being with us today.
My pleasure.
Milind, what inspired you to start meditating, and when did you feel it was truly your path?
See, spirituality comes to us after many lives actually, and this is a process which takes many lives actually to manifest. In my childhood, I was not aware about the techniques of meditation or what is meditation, but I used to look at the sky and get lost, in the sky, and that was the beginning of, you can say, my meditation, so it was a regular activity in my childhood. I used to just go on the roof, look at the sky, and sometimes I just used to become one with the sky, and I used to feel the existence, me becoming one with the existence becoming one with me. So these were childhood experiences which I enjoyed very much. But I think at the age of 12 or 13, I met a friend, and he was into yoga, and he was into actually ashram. So he used to visit ashrams, and he used to practice yoga. So he became my my agent, and he actually invited me to take to an ashram. And then one day I visited the ashram. It was Mahashivaratri, the night of Shiva, which is celebrated in India every year. And it was a good occasion, so he invited me to this big ashram somewhere in India. And then when I visited that ashram, that day I felt a very strong a connection with Shiva, with his spirituality, and I was very happy as well to find out that there are other people in the world, who also practice spirituality, and I get a sense of brotherhood in that ashram, and that was a quite profound experience for me. And then I requested him, to find a way for me to join this ashram or stay in this ashram for longer periods, like for many months. And then he suggested me to join a course with them for some months. But That time, when I discussed this with my brother, he said, you know, I should focus on studies rather than, you know, yoga and meditation. And well, he was quite elder to me, and then I was convinced by his argument that I should focus on studies and rather than yoga and meditation. So that was, but the seed was already there inside me, and then another big breakthrough happened when I was studying in my university. And one of my distant relatives, actually, they invited me to join on a trip to the ashram, and this time I stayed for like 2 weeks, and that 2 weeks almost changed everything inside me. And then I was figuring out a way to pursue deeply into meditation and yoga, which was difficult because you know, I was a student, and I was on a path of living, you know, making a living out of, you know, the education and all these things.
What were you studying at the university?
Yeah, I was studying actually that time at IIT Bombay in Mumbai. I was pursuing, you know, engineering, and that time spirituality was, the seed of spirituality was there inside me, and which were looking for a, you know, atmosphere to flourish, but practicalities, you know, didn't allow me to pursue it freely. But in 2017, I came to Rishikesh with a group of European friends, just as a visitor, and again, you know, and this was the third time when I get a big impulse, you know, big blow to the things which I was pursuing in my life. And coming to Rishikesh back in 2017, which was my first time here, I had kind of you know, paranormal experiences, which normally people don't have, and that shocked me in and out completely. And then I was taking it very seriously, that you know, I should pursue spirituality like a full time, and that was a beginning when I started looking for masters, looking for all possible opportunities to pursue yoga and meditation into my life. And fortunately, at that point of time, I already had pursued you know, my career in technology, and I had enough savings for several years. So that was a practical, you know, conscious decision which I took in 2017. And after that, I never looked back. I spent several years in and around Rishikesh in the mountains. I met several masters. I was privileged to you know, offer my service to many monks living in these mountains by all these possible means. And this was my destiny, I think. This Rishikesh became kind of my anchor, my destiny, and afterward, after 2017, actually, I never looked back. I was totally, you know, I dived myself totally into spirituality and into the practices of yoga and meditation, and I did it like a full time, right? You know, every day. All my life was like yoga and meditation and nothing else. And the spare time I used to offer myself in the service of you know, monks and spiritual people, seekers who were coming to Rishikesh or who were living in Rishikesh and in these Himalayan mountains.
Milind, you mentioned that you've had some paranormal experiences. Can you give us a little example of one?
Within the first month of my stay, you know, in Rishikesh, I observed, you know, some alchemy happening into my body, into my mind, and suddenly I felt that the ground below my feet is shifting, my personality is shifting, and I was not doing anything consciously. I never planned to do all these things, but something started started changing inside me, and I was feeling that every day I'm a new person, and the rapid changes, some kind of alchemy started happening inside my body, inside my mind. I was not able to sleep in the nights. My sleep was like limited to 1.5 hours, and within this 1 month of my stay in Rishikesh, actually, I started to see future, which was coming to me like the next day. So usually I used to see all the events which were, which are going to happen, the next day or the next days or next weeks. I used to foresee everything before time, and then when I used to see all these things happening, after a few days in my life, like people coming to me and talking exactly the same thing which I already knew. People coming to me in the color of cloth which I already see, which I have seen before. Exactly the same words, same intention, and this shocked me because this happened to me for the first time, that I was able to see my tomorrow, before it actually came to me, and frankly, this was my just first month of Rishikesh. I was just learning, meditation, and I was just trying to, give my all of myself into Rishikesh, staying here, living here, breathing here. But everything actually, everything helped me. I will not say that only my practices of yoga and meditation helped me. I would say everything in Rishikesh actually helped me, like the wind in Rishikesh, the smell, the water of the river, and everything has a profound impact on me. And so this is one of the paranormal experiences which started happening with me, and then I was more and more into spirituality and in these practices. And I was very fortunate as well that somehow I was able to meet with enlightened masters, great monks coming from Himalaya down to Rishikesh, because Rishikesh is the base station in the Himalayan region. And anybody, if they want to enter into mainland India, first they have to come to Rishikesh. And usually these monks actually use Rishikesh as a layover point. They stay for 1 day or 5 days or something like that, and then they go to mainland India. And this gave me an opportunity to spend, basically serve them, go to the market with them and serve them in all possible way, buy things for them, drop them in the airport and things like that, and other things also started happening inside me. But this was the first experience, the first paranormal experience I was having, that I was able to foresee all the events of my life before time.
So Milind, for beginners, what do you think is the most important step in meditation, or the first step in meditation, and also how can you stay motivated to continue?
See, the first step in meditation, in my understanding, is the seeking within us. And I have noted that, in everybody's life, a time comes when there is a strong urge to, pursue spirituality in their lives. And this is the time when people go out to find a master or to find a technique, or they start asking from their friends about spirituality, about the possibility of learning meditation. And in my understanding, I think this is the right time, and this to plant the seed of the technique of meditation into the consciousness. I mean, normally anybody can learn any technique of meditation anytime during their lifetime, but when the time is right, when there is a strong seeking inside a person's life, that is the moment to jump into spirituality. And because our mind, our consciousness keeps on changing from time to time, and I think the first step in spirituality is finding this right time, and I have noted that when the right time comes, mostly we somehow meet the right person also who can help us with the spirituality. Maybe the person can be a friend or a master, and when the time is right, the person somehow lands into the space of spirituality, because what we seek is seeking us. So that always happens, and all we have to do is find out these synchronicities in our life, and these small moments of seeking starts building up inside us. And I think this is the first step. Of course there are hundreds of techniques. Techniques does matter, but what really matters is a person's readiness to accept the technique. And so this is, I think, this is the first step to find out the readiness, the strong urge to accept these things into somebody's life. And when the time is right, usually I have noted that person somehow find out a master or a technique, and because when the time is right, whatever comes to us, we take with both hands. We accept it like the grace of the universe, and we put it inside our heart. So I think that's quite important. But the second thing is to build up, to keep up the practice, because of course anything requires time and practice to to pursue. I think having a community of like-minded people around us actually helps profoundly. Buddha also said this. He called it sangha, a community of people who are like you, who are also seekers. That helps. When I say community, I don't mean that you should go and find out a big community. Even a community of one person is enough, I would say. Even if you are just with your friend or wife or partner or brother or sister or anybody, I mean, and just having even one more person in your life actually is going to change the experiences of your life.
There is a saying that says, if you walk alone, you'll go faster, and if you walk with accompanied, you'll go further.
Yes.
So I agree with you.
I agree with you.
So intuition is number one, right?
Yes.
Intuition.
Intuition.
We have to follow our.
Yes.
From what I can get from what you've said, right?
Yes.
Milind, when you are practicing meditation and when distractions or doubts come up, how do you manage them in your own practice?
See, distractions also, come from inside, mostly because of our karma, and the karma actually, our past karmas, the baggage, of samsara actually bring distractions into our life. So we have to work on our purification actually. There are practices of purification, like Shat Karma practices in yoga, and these purification practices actually go deep into our consciousness and purify this baggage of karma. That's the main thing. But on a practical, in a practical way, I would advise to continue with a group of other practitioners, in your neighborhood or in your friend circle, Because when two person or practice together, that builds up the energy. And sometimes when we are not having enough motivation to do yoga or meditation, but when we join a group of others, people who are practicing into it, there is energy transfer into the group. And I have noted it so many times that when I'm surrounded by this kind of people, even if I'm tired, when I just join the group and practice together, the energy builds up. I mean, I don't know from where this energy comes, but the energy suddenly builds up, and so that's why this practicing with community also sometimes actually is, especially for the beginners and intermediate practitioners, is very important.
Are there any specific meditation techniques that you find really transformative?
See, traditionally, according to the scriptures of yoga and tantra, there are around more than 100 meditation practices, and all of them are great. It depends on a person's state of consciousness, state of mind, to accept one practice more closely than the other, but all practices are great. The simplest practice of meditation is, I would say, mindfulness, which is there in all in all formats of spiritual path. For example, mindfulness is there in Buddhism, but it is there in yoga also. It is there in tantra also. So the same practices, are there in all these traditions. The names are different. Some form of Buddhism, they call it vipassana. Other forms of meditation, they call it mindfulness. In yoga, we call it breath awareness, because in yoga, we always talk about the breath, and breath is the link between this body and the soul. So we call it breath meditation, and the same technique is there in tantra also. And this particular technique, let's call it vipassana at this moment. This is a very profound technique, because this is so simple yet so profound that anybody can practice. I would say, a person with the lowest IQ can also practice. A person with the IQ of Einstein can also practice. A farmer can also practice. A billionaire can also practice, because this doesn't require any special technique, And according to some historians of spirituality, they say that the maximum number of people who became enlightened into the past, they become enlightened by this practice of breath meditation or vipassana. So. And it's so simple. When we learn it properly and practice it for some time, let's say 1 year, and then a person can practice it all the time during his life, during his day. A cook can cook food, but at the same time he can be practicing this breath meditation. A tuk-tuk driver in Rishikesh can do his daily job. Or a gardener can do gardening all the day, but this technique actually enables him to practice his meditation all the time during the day. So in this case, the practice of meditation is not limited to his practice. Actually, the person can stretch this practice all along the day, and that's why I find this breath meditation kind of very profound and super easy, yet very effective.
How has meditation changed your view of reality?
See, before I was a serious meditation practitioner, and because of the social conditioning and by education, I believed into this physical realm of the physical realm of things, the activities of the world, and the materialistic aspect of life. But the practice of meditation actually enabled me or enlightened me to see the other realm of other realms, and then I noted that is actually the realm of the energy, and the other realms actually, which are kind of manifesting in the material way in this materialistic world. And so at this moment, I truly see, the energy aspect of the reality, and I truly understand and believe that it's the energy which is holding the whole material aspect of the world. So, for example, it's not my physical body which is holding my soul. It is actually my soul which is holding this physical body.
How do you see the connection between the human mind and the universe?
See, being in this human body, we start experiencing this reality through our mind, because mind is like like a mirror which shows us what is falling into it, as a reflection of this whole thing. You can call it, in other words, actually, the mind, I would say the complete mind, which includes the active mind as well as the deep mind. This active mind plus deep mind is exactly same as the universe. The thing is, ordinarily people know their active minds only, but the active mind is a fractional mind. It's a fraction of the deep mind, and the active mind is like a small mirror. This is, for example, if you have a small mirror in your car or in your house, it can just show you a limited view of the reality. And that's the problem with active mind, actually, which show us only a fraction or a part of this existence. But when through meditation, when we kind of subdue or submerge this active mind into our deep mind, and when the separation become very, very thin between our active mind and the deep mind, then we start experiencing that we are the same. We are the universe, and it's just just a understanding of microcosmos and the macrocosmos. So we are the microcosmos, and this existence is the macrocosmos, but we are one.
So would you say meditation allows us to merge our active mind into the deeper mind?
Exactly. I mean, it's a very simplistic explanation of meditation, but that's the truth, actually. Meditation allow us to make this separation very, very thin. Slowly, the separation becomes so thin that we start experiencing this oneness between our mind, our active mind, and this existence. And in that situation, a person can just experience all these activities happening in the universe. A person can experience, the change happening in this nature, the change in the season, the change in the moods of the world, the change in the activities of the world. And in our own consciousness, with the help of meditation, we start experiencing all these changes happening in the world, into our consciousness.
You mentioned oneness. How do you describe the feeling of oneness in meditation and its link to the ordinary universe?
See, actually, the truth is that we are one. That's the truth. Mind creates this separation. This idea of separation is the greatest illusion we have. But meditation is a great tool to experience this. When a person starts meditating, the person is able to see things beyond these walls, beyond these mountains. A person can see things happening from other continents. Yeah, a person can hear things from very, 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 very far. Actually, our sense organs like these eyes and ears and nose, actually they limit our ability to see things and hear things and smell things. But the reality is, through meditation gives us the power to experience the vision and the sound and the smell actually from very, very far. So the limitations are actually kind of destroyed. Meditation, in other words, I would say meditation makes these senses limitless. The limitations are gone.
Could this explain, for example, some yogis being able to experience what we would call telepathy, for example?
Of course, this is, after some time, I would say, in the life of intermediate meditation practitioner, the telepathy is possible, because the person can expand his or her mind to the mind of other people. And in that case, a person can transmit ideas, thoughts, etc., or information to other person. It doesn't matter how far the person is sitting. It doesn't matter if the person is in other or dead. It is possible to talk to a person who is not in the physical body as well, and vice versa. So it's all about our own transmission and receptivity. And meditation actually gives us the power to fine-tune this transmission as well as receptivity. So it is possible to do that.
So a person that has lots of years of experience, he might be able to determine when someone is gonna harm them, or when someone means good to them. Like, could he be able to not be lied to, for example?
Yeah, it is possible. It is possible to sense things. It is possible to sense the future happenings. It is possible. But sometimes I have noted, it's a kind of paradoxical, but I have noted that sometimes even if these yogis and enlightened people, they know that, that, for example, such and such person is going to harm them, I don't know, they allow themselves to get harmed. I don't know for what. Maybe for the happiness of the other person, because sometimes these enlightened people, like somebody so much, or maybe because the person is only enlightened, nothing actually touches such enlightened people. So sometimes I have noted that these enlightened people, they allow their disciples, to harm them also, maybe to clean their karma. And this is, this sounds not very practical, but I have noted that, I have seen that with different masters.
Interesting.
Masters are kind.
Yes, I suppose so, yes. Milind, what role does intuition play into connecting with a universal consciousness, and how is it different from logical thinking?
It's a quite interesting question, very useful actually for a lot of us, for all of us. See, intuition is actually, intuition, when we say intuition, we actually mean, the sensor inside us which kind of sense the whole universe. When you say the active mind or rational thinking, logical thinking, you actually evaluate everything in the purview of your mind. Mind has its limitations actually. Mind, the job of the mind is to bring all the possible combination information on your table. So what mind does, it brings all the possible combinations, all the possible information, and put it on your table. That's the job of the mind. Mind doesn't know the future. The active mind doesn't know the future actually. It knows only the past, and it knows the present. Not the present completely, but mind largely works on the information provided from the past experiences actually. I mean, it is very good for survival. But you know, I truly believe that to make a judgment on important decisions of your life, for example, whom to marry, you know, where to go for a job, where to buy a house, you know, these are quite important questions in everybody's life. And I think a combination of intuition and rational thinking is needed. And fortunately, in India, they have given a beautiful word for it, where and the word is mati. M-A-T-I, mati, and this mati is actually the space inside us which kind of overlaps, you know, the space of intuition and the space of rational thinking. And this intersection of intuition and thinking actually is called mati. So we say that mati is very important, to take big decisions in your life.
Like follow your heart, your intuition.
Follow your heart, follow your mind. I would say both.
Both of them.
Yeah, especially for important decisions in your life. You know, I mean, for example, I have to, if I feel like eating ice cream, you know, I'll just follow my heart. You know, I'll go and buy a blueberry ice cream. But you know, for important decisions of my life, I'll take both things into consideration, my heart and my mind. Unfortunately, when they intersect, this space is called mati, and we can train our intuition and our mind to work on this mati and sharpen it so that, you know, we never do mistakes in our life.
Thank you. How would you describe enlightenment, and how do you know someone is on the path to it?
See, enlightenment is a state of consciousness without any desires. An enlightened person has completely accepted this existence. There is not even a single thought into an enlightened person's mind to do any change in this universe, because they have kind of merged into this whole existence, and they become one with this existence. So they basically flow with the flow of this universe. And enlightened person never become happy with anybody or become sad with anybody or anything, because everything which is happening is just drama for them. This is the sign of enlightenment. You know, when a person just has accepted the whole existence, because he is the whole existence, he or she is the whole existence. No seeking is left, no doubt is left, no thought is left. So they don't pursue anything, they just exist, you know. And in this existence, in this being, they enjoy the whole existence, and they become one with the space, they become one with the time. So this is kind of, you can say, a complete balance of nature, and they exist in a complete balance of nature, and they know that they are not going to die. So they have no issues with the time. They have no issues with the space. They have no issues with anybody. So you can call this person like a complete person, a free person, without even having a single thought into their consciousness. And so this is about my experience of living with enlightened people. They are complete. They are like truly complete, and you can sense it. They don't need to speak one single word. You can just sense it in their presence that they are a complete person. And that is my understanding of enlightenment. And on the path, when you say, I would say that every day is a progress, and every day we feel on the path of enlightenment. I would say every day the person feel one step closer to his consciousness or her consciousness, one step closer, one step closer. It means that you feel a stream of happiness inside your consciousness. You feel a stream of joy, you know, and this joy and happiness, and you feel a kind of oneness with everything. You know, the person starts feeling becoming one with the wind, with the water, with the clouds, you know, with the trees. And this is not philosophical. This actually the person actually experiences. So the change in the sun, the change in the moon, the change in the planets. The person starts experiencing the whole universe in their own consciousness. And I think this is the person actually observes this on a day-to-day basis. And I mean, this is the you can say, you know, the progression of the experience of enlightenment.
Milind, thank you so much for Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you so much for having us today. Thank you. Espero que os haya gustado mucho el vídeo de hoy de nuestro profesor de meditación, Milind Nayan. Y si os gustó, like, mandadlo a vuestros amigos y suscribiros. Muchas gracias y hasta la próxima.